So, hello everybody. I'm in Monterey, California at Kyle Cease's meditation retreat. What an intense day. We just got done doing an exercise called Kalego. There's lots of different names for it, but it's basically talking as if, I don't even know how to say it. Talking as if like this moment happened 1 year ago. So, I remember this time last year I was at Kyle Cease's event, and when I left there, I went and did this and did that and blah blah blah. Well, I had massive resistance around doing the exercise in itself. Because it's kind of scary to me. I've really noticed, probably for the last year at least, well, maybe indefinitely, I've done a lot of crazy things, and people perceive me as being very positive and adventurous, and I am, but I'm also, like, really human, and realizing more every day of my own fears. It's been in my heart, and I've been, like, thinking about it, and talking about going to Costa Rica for quite some time now. So I thought when I came to this event I would get clarity on going to Costa Rica. To my surprise, in all my meditation, what's come up is taking 2 months and doing part of the Appalachian Trail. Now, mind you, I just spent like the last 5 months reading books and like funny stories and studying Costa Rica and just coming to terms with the fact that I may get maggots in my head and have to lure them out with a bologna sandwich and all the machetes. My mind actually, because of a couple of bushwhacks that have happened to me, my mind, I've noticed, I have a hard time thinking positive moving forward into the future. My mind is like visualizing plucking maggots out of my head, and machetes, and mudslides, and basically having to accept my own death. And it's funny because before I came here, I was talking to my friend Josh about this, and to me, I'm like, I'm just expecting the worst, and if like anything better than that happens, then awesome. But that's what my brain has to do right now, so that I'm okay with taking another leap, because I have been bushwhacked a couple times taking leaps. And probably the most painful one was my last relationship that just ended. We had dated when I was younger. So I had, of course, a snapshot picture of who he was in that time frame, which wasn't fair. And so I had expectations, which were completely shot to hell. And it was a very challenging, painful couple of years, but I also grew much deeper into a higher version of myself. So I'm very grateful for any pain that I've experienced in life. Because sometimes when things don't go the way we think they're going to, it drove me anyway to go deeper within myself. Because I was kind of the person that's been scared lately. That may surprise some people who know me. I've been scared lately to do what's actually in my soul, and like leap and step out of my conditioning and out of my comfort zone. Like, really scared. I've actually spent way too much time being scared. Like, way too much time. I really thought way too much about maggots in my head and machetes and like 100 ways now to die on the Appalachian Trail. And I'm not even afraid to die. So I actually don't even know. I mean, I think it's just my brain just trying to keep me safe. And that's fine, because I always end up doing what's in my soul eventually. So it's just kind of funny. I came to this retreat, and then we're supposed to be doing this Kalego exercise, and I immediately felt resistance and like, no, I'm going to skip that, because I don't really want anybody to hear all of the, what am I going to Kalego machetes and maggots? Like, what the fuck? Luckily, I made a friend here, and I was honest with him. And he did laugh, because he was like, wow, I thought you were really positive too. And I'm like, you know, I can be. So, I'm just super, it's just making me really aware. I wonder if anybody else's brains work that way. So another thing, though, that's been on my heart is to make YouTube videos. I made like 1 or 2 Facebook videos in the last 3 years, and then that was so stressful, I couldn't even imagine doing it again. Because it's very uncomfortable for me to be in front of cameras. It's very uncomfortable for me to make a video on my own phone with my own camera. It actually really is. Although, that's an old story, and I think I'm getting a little more comfortable because I'm not sweating profusely right now. So that's kind of a nice change. So, I'm kind of rambling. But my brother was in an accident last year and almost died, and was in a coma for a week. Before his car accident, we were talking about and planning on making YouTube videos together. He was working on getting all this equipment, which never resonated with me. I'm very simple. I don't know, I'm not very tech savvy, so I just want to do what I'm doing now and post it, and whatever happens, happens. So it's been over a year since his car accident, and we've talked about doing the video again, in the last month. And we still haven't done it. And I really am realizing more and more that fear is getting not only the best of me, but the best of a lot of people. And so, I'm stepping out of that right now and just making the first video. I don't know. I really feel a higher version of myself birthing through all of the bushwhacking and pain and growth that I've experienced in the last couple of years, that I'm very grateful for all of it. And by the way, I love the guy that I dated. I love everybody I ever dated. I have nothing but love and gratitude for everything that I've experienced. My brain is just a little, traumatized, because it didn't exactly go anything I thought it would. So now my brain is trying to pre-plan for death and all this dramatic craziness, which is kind of silly too. But that's just what it's doing right now. I guess whatever it takes to get me on the Appalachian Trail, because I did decide that I'm going to take 2 months off work, even if I lose everything again. I've lost everything before, so fuck it. But I did decide that I'm going to do that, because I love nature, and I feel the most connected in nature. And I feel, since my awakening, which actually happened in the midst of my last relationship. And to me, awakening means becoming aware that you're not your thoughts. Since that has happened in the last year, I feel like I've been doing this in and out dance. And actually, it's in my heart to write a book about it. Because I can feel now when I'm in my head, and I can feel when I'm in my soul. And I can feel the things that my soul is wanting to experience, and the things in my heart. And then there's my conditioning in my head that's always trying to, and that's fine. Our brains are just like guards. They're just trying to protect us and keep us safe. And eventually I take action anyway, even though I'm scared. This is really a long time coming with this video. So this is a year and a half it's taken me to make one YouTube video. But I feel all these things in my soul, and then I'm in and I'm out, and seeing all these patterns and all these things that have kept me playing small in life. And it's really in my soul. I see so many things that just don't resonate with me. I just don't care about 99% of things that most people think are super important and that they talk about. It's very surface level. To me, I feel like the most empowering thing that we can do is go within and connect deeper to ourselves and honor our truth. And I have been for the last couple of years, especially in my past relationship. It's kind of funny now. It wasn't very funny at the time, but trying to get everyone else to live their truth. Like, you should do what you love. I can see everyone's higher self, and I can see everyone's conditioning as clearly as I can see my highest calling and my conditioning and myself. And so I've basically spent the last couple of years trying to convince everybody else that they should do what I see, like the highest version of them. And definitely pushing in my last relationship, like, yeah, like, you should do this, and it'll be super awesome, and, well, I really realized that doesn't work, first of all, for anybody doing that. Actually, people, when we split up, we started meditating and eating healthier, so, actually, when you just accept where people are and let them be them, they tend to grow, in their own time. We're all on our own journey. So, this meditation retreat has been, I feel like I'm all over the place. Actually, I feel like I just talked about 10 different subjects. Maybe I am sweating and I just didn't realize. It's fine. I'm just going to keep talking anyway. So this meditation retreat's been super intense. Actually, what's been more intense than all of these realizations that my mind is nuts and coming up with 6,000 ways that I'm going to die if I do anything from my soul. Like, I have already done like 6 million crazy things, skydiving, and I went to Guatemala by myself and stayed in a treehouse off the grid. I've already done lots of, just my Jeep and crotch rocket days. Anybody who's involved in those, that was kind of thrilling. So really, like, when I was on the plane on the way here, I told this random guy about Costa Rica, and he's like, oh, that's one of the safest places on earth. And I was literally, like, shell-shocked. Like, are we talking about the same place where you pluck maggots out of your head and you can die, like, 6,000 ways? I thought that. I didn't say it, but it actually felt nice. I'm like, oh, somebody actually said something positive about somewhere I want to go, because I feel like I'm the kind of person that doesn't really ask people's opinions or really talk too much. I can be kind of introverted and spend a lot of time in solitude, because I easily can get mixed up between my conditioning and what my heart is wanting to say. And it's not helpful. Normally, if you tell people what you're wanting to do, they'll add to. Like, I didn't think of 6,000 ways I can die. Thank you for adding 10 more. That makes it so much easier to leave. But quite frankly, even if you play life safe, nobody gets out alive, so that's why ultimately I have always done whatever is in my heart and taken the leap anyway, because it doesn't matter how you play it, you don't get out alive, so you might as well really live it. Yeah. So I don't know what all this rambling is for, quite frankly, I guess. I really just have, you know what it boils down to? I really just have to honor what's in my soul and start doing the things that are super uncomfortable, because it just drives me nuts. It's like this, it's what started off as this small, kind of, quiet, nice idea coming through my soul has turned into like a punk rock concert. Like, it's so loud. I'm just gonna start doing this stuff to be free. I think that's real freedom, is when you have the courage to do the things you love. So my friend that I made here, his name's Jordan, and we're gonna hold each other accountable, actually, to move towards our dreams. I know all of his and all the things he's gonna do in the next year, and so I'm gonna do 2 months on the Appalachian Trail. I can't even believe I'm saying that out loud, more than I'm making this video. Boy. I don't know why it's so scary either, It's scary, putting yourself out there and speaking your truth. It really is. Like, it's scary of what people will say. I always say that I don't care at all what people think But it does make it more challenging sometimes, especially starting off when you're trying to operate from your heart and do what's in your heart, and actually not really, nobody really says anything negative to me. It's probably my mind projecting. I'm sure I'll catch some shit somewhere along the line, but whatever. Maybe I'm prepared to handle that now. I must be, since I'm having the nerve to make the video and upload 16 minutes of me babbling. But, you know, when they say be the change you want to see in the world, I kind of took that literally. And so, but then I kind of chilled out on it too, because I was also the person for a while that's like, I gotta save the world, and like, I put too much pressure on myself, and oh my god, all that does is make me want to drink. That's not helpful at all. So I've kind of eased off that, and now I'm kind of moving into this place of like, well, why don't I just do what I love? What do I love doing? What lights me up? And I love being in nature. I love hiking, and I love the feeling of being physically exhausted after, like, hiking all day. I've been experiencing that being here in Monterey, hiking along the ocean and all these trails. Oh, it feels so good, and you sleep like a baby. And I love it. And I feel like I could definitely spend 2 months doing that and connecting more to myself. You know, it could all go bad, but there's only one way to find out. I guess some good things could happen too. Oh, it's fine. Well, here's my first video. Sitting in my car, exhausted from crying all day. Crying and laughing. Oh, that's the last thing I was going to say. We did this exercise where you look into someone's eyes. I don't even know where to look on this phone, because I can't see really where the freaking camera is, because I'm in the car, kind of in the dark. But we did this exercise where you look into someone's eyes for like 5 minutes, somebody you don't know. And I've done that exercise before, and I didn't really have anything profound happen, and I didn't really feel anything. For some reason this time, when I looked at Jordan and this lady after, I started crying. Like, really crying, because I felt like this deep connection, like the universe is in all of us truly, and I felt safe and secure. Like, there's 7 billion Jordans on Earth. It doesn't matter what happens on the journey. It doesn't matter what happens. If the bears take all my food and hijack me, or, I mean, someone will help me get the maggot out of my head. You know, people show up on the journey when you need them, and I do trust that, and I have faith in that, and that has always been my experience. And so I felt like super safe and secure, and I really, really cried, because they just look so beautiful to me. And all of a sudden, like, everything that I was worried about and everything that I was fearing kind of just disappeared for a minute. And I felt like a safety net. I imagined it to be like being at a rock concert and jumping out into the crowd, like crowd surfing or whatever they call that. I'm not a big concert person. But how nice is that? To feel, you know, I just felt so connected, and then I went outside and I felt a deep connection with the trees. And I talk about these things all the time, but it is such a different thing when you actually truly experience that feeling of oneness and connectedness to everything. It's so beautiful. It makes you feel like it's okay to do what you love. It's okay. It doesn't matter what happens, it's going to be fine. And life really is a journey. You never really get anywhere in particular. It's just kind of like a up and down, fun, unexpected ride. And a lot of beautiful things have happened along my path too, not just pain. But I'm learning to embrace pain and challenges instead of avoiding them and trying to numb them. I was pretty much an expert at that. Because it's beautiful too, you know? It's just all part of it, and I feel like the more that we can embrace things that don't always feel so good in the moment, the more able we are to handle abundance and beautiful things, you know? So that's just kind of where I'm at, and I feel like we could all probably connect more deeply. I would really like to see a world more deeply connected and experience this, like, not just when I'm at a meditation retreat, but in my everyday life, you know? I always feel like I'm in this weird place. I feel like, I do feel like I'm in this kind of, like, weird place where, like, total, like, you know, hippies, my brain's making stuff up, but hippies, like, smoking hayasa, or however you say that word, and they're always, like, super deeply connected, and I'm over here, I feel very normal and human, and I don't know what the hell, but I don't know what you're smoking, but I might take some. And then, like, there's, like, everyone talking about the coronavirus and this latest news thing, and I don't care about any of that. When people are talking to me about that stupid shit, I'm literally, like, visualizing myself being in a treehouse, because I don't care about, I just don't worry. You know what's funny? Is I literally don't even worry about death. I'm not even afraid to die, unless I'm gonna leap and do something out of my comfort zone. Then my mind wants to come up with, like, 6 billion ways I'm gonna die, but it's never, like, the ways that everybody else is afraid of. It's always some crazy, my mind comes up with some crazy shit. But it's fine, because I'm learning to bypass it and just do what's in my heart anyway. Well, I think that's enough babbling for YouTube video number 1. Now I gotta figure out how to get this on YouTube, because I actually have no freaking clue. But anybody who actually watches this, I love you, and I feel like maybe some more enlightened, organized things might come, because I was kind of in and out, even in the video. I'm in my heart, I'm in my head, the in and out dance. But it's fine, it's fine. And then sometimes they're, like, meshed together, and they become, like, united and one. Those are nice moments that haven't been very long-lived. But that's fine, because I love wherever I am. So, let us all have the courage to get up and leap again, even when our heart gets broken. I love you all. Actually, I thought about that for 2 seconds, and our hearts can't actually get broken. It's only our expectations that get broken. So, yeah. And another saying that they had up here that I really loved was, our pain is in being in love with some of life, but not all of it. I love that, and I've said that to myself like 10,000 times, because it's so true. We really do experience pain from, you know, wanting to always be, like, happy and excited, and like, rejecting fear and rejecting pain and all these different things. But, okay, my arm's gonna fall off from holding this phone up. I think I need one of those selfie sticks or something. Alright. I love you all.